So you came out with this idea of woke right, and I would say I believe there is the woke right in theory. I believe horseshoe theory completely because you see it every day how close a lot of the people on the far left and the far right actually are. But I kind of want to start what would be your definition of woke?
That's what I said earlier. It's that you believe the fundamental organizing principle of society is basically oppressor versus oppressed. But what you have is a in-group, and again, it's got to be how society is organized in its totality. It's a system of power. It's not a location of power. One of the key points that the critical race theorists made, just to clarify this, is it's not that we have institutional racism, right? And in fact, they made the point often with the civil rights era, we overcame a lot of our individual, but not all, and a lot of our institutional racism, but that wasn't it. It's structural and systemic racism. It's an all-pervasive operating principle for society that we're actually up against, which is why everything and everything else was also racist. So Robin DiAngelo said the question is not did racism occur, but how did racism manifest in the situation? Racism is in the sense imminent, that it's underneath every interaction, right? That's a different view than some people are racist or some institutions are racist. So woke means believing that about some insider group has created a system dynamics for the entire operation of society that's designed to marginalize and exclude some deserving group that sees itself as an excluded class, rather than, sometimes there's oppression or the government doesn't like, because of diversity we have to do this, unfair hiring practices and whatever else.
Yeah, and so with the woke right, I could totally see where you're coming from with that, because there are a lot of people on the woke right who see, or on the right, who would say, who are just as racist. They want a white suppressive society. It's not just white supremacists, but there's the people who only talk about Jewish people, or they only talk about what's happening in the hood with black people.
And the question is,
and they're obsessed with race.
Is that their organizing principle for society, right? The DEI is an organizing principle for society that is designed to exclude, not just by their skin color or whatever, people like them, but people who think like them, people who are like them. If you believe it's the fundamental organizing principle of society that is so deeply entrenched that the only way you can overcome it is through a revolution, because and through critique, you can't actually make arguments and counter to it that people might find more persuasive. You have to make critique after critique, because there's nothing you can do from within the system to change the system. Then you're in a woke situation. So it's not, I dislike what Israel's doing. That's not woke.